Ben Simmons is recounting his version of the 76ers practice on October 19, 2021, in which he was booted out by coach Doc Rivers. The incident, which resulted in the Australian star receiving a one-game suspension, occurred during an offseason of turmoil between the player and the squad. In this video, we'll talk about the news in detail, so make sure you stick with me to the end. So without any further delay, let's get into it. First up, should Ben Simmons' version of 76er practice be believed? Throughout the 2021 to 2022 NBA season, Ben Simmons' trade request and resistance from the Philadelphia 76ers have raised many questions. Considering Simmons never met the media at any time during the 2021 to 22 season, while still with the Sixers, no one was left with anything but speculation from rumors and reports. Although Simmons addressed the media after landing with the Brooklyn Nets via trade, the three-time All-Star didn't have much to say about his issues with the 76ers. Finally, Simmons opened up on his final days in Philadelphia after sitting down with former 76ers sniper JJ Redick on the Old Man and the Three podcast. So let's discuss the podcast. The chat between Simmons, Redick, and his co-host Tommy Alter lasted just over an hour. Simmons touched on a wide range of topics, including his fit with the Brooklyn Nets, what led to his trade demand in Philadelphia, and more. During the chat, Redick sought answers regarding the infamous practice, which Simmons was kicked out of on his third day back with the team. According to team officials, Simmons was kicked out of practice and issued a one-game suspension. At the time, Sixers head coach Doc Rivers described Simmons as a distraction, leading him to tell the star guard to leave the gym. Before practice took place, Simmons claimed he spoke to Rivers about his mental health. Based on the story, Simmons made it clear that he was not ready to participate. According to Simmons, Rivers didn't seem to care. From Simmons' side of the story, he was like, "Doc, I'm not ready. Mentally, I'm not ready. Please understand that." Simmons said he tried to let Rivers know before, but his coach didn't give a listening ear, but rather said that he was going to put Simmons anyway. And after like a minute after practice, Rivers asked Simmons to come in, to get on the court and practice. Simmons said he was getting penalized for not lifting weights. Despite being one of the team's strongest players, he admitted that he obviously didn't manage things well, but neither did the team. Listeners responded to a clip that was uploaded to the podcast Instagram account. "It's intriguing," they said in their response. One commentator remarked that people made fun of him when he expressed and commented on a circumstance in which his mental health was damaged. Even though we as a culture claim to promote mental health, I'm delighted he brought it up, accepted responsibility for his role, and finally acted in his own best interest. What came after? The Denver Nuggets guard and son of Sixers coach Austin Rivers jumped into the trend as a result and made his comment. In his comment, he asked, "Bro, do you really believe this guy? If only you knew." Simmons has never played with the younger Rivers, a former Knick who was not with the Sixers. According to Simmons, it was a buildup of how both he and the team handled the situation inappropriately. In the end, he was part of the deal that netted Philadelphia James Harden and was dealt to the Brooklyn Nets, although he has not yet played for the Nets. In other news, will the Lakers make Russell Westbrook their sixth man? The big questions of the Angelinos heading into the 2022 to 2023 season. With the new 2022 to 2023 season on the horizon, the Los Angeles Lakers are doing everything possible so that what happened last year remains a nightmare of the past. Less than 2 years after lifting the Larry O'Brien Trophy in 2020, Californians showed up at training camp with more questions than certainties. The Angelinos have a new coach, 13 new players, and only 2 remain from the team that was champion, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. After everything that went wrong in the last 2 seasons, it was clear that a change was necessary. But did the Lakers make the necessary adjustments to return to compete in the Western Conference? These are the biggest questions facing the Lakers after a very intense offseason in Los Angeles. The first question is Russell Westbrook going to become the sixth man? Westbrook's situation with the Lakers is anything but pleasant. Despite averaging 18.5 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 7.1 assists, the MVP's first season of 2017 in Los Angeles was largely viewed as a disappointment. While Russ has been mentioned in numerous trade reports over the past few months, his $47 million salary is a big reason no team has had any real interest in acquiring him. In this offseason, the Lakers added 2 more managers, Patrick Beverley and Dennis Schroeder, a fact that strengthens their outside line notably, to which must be added is a recovered Kendrick Nunn, who missed all of last season due to a knee injury. New coach Darvin Ham has expressed high expectations for Westbrook, but with his problems and the depth at his position, could Russ end up being the best fit to lead the Lakers' second unit? Would he be open to that role? With Westbrook nearing his 34th birthday and in the final year of his contract, he has reached a pivotal moment that could define the rest of his NBA career. The second question is, will Anthony Davis stay healthy? Health is almost impossible to predict, but Davis has struggled to stay on the court throughout his time with the Lakers. A big deal considering how important he is to Los Angeles' successes. Since the Gold and Purple won the ring in October 2020, Anthony Davis has appeared in 76 of a possible 154 regular season games, including 42 absences during the 2021 to 2022 campaign. If the star can once again play as a top 10 talent in the league, the Lakers' outlook for next season becomes much more positive. The next question is, will LeBron James' level drop in his 20th season? This is a question that has surfaced year after year since LeBron James entered the twilight of his career. Will the King be able to defeat the effect of time again? When he was available, James was incredible in his 19th season, averaging 30.3 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 6.2 assists in 50 games. Good enough numbers to be included in the All-NBA third team. As great as his stats were, health was a major concern, as James missed 24 games due to various ailments, while another 8 were due to rest. Barring injuries, LeBron has defied all logic regarding the level expected for someone his age. Entering his 20th NBA season, James is months away from his 38th birthday, and given the Lakers' build, he will need to remain at an All-NBA level to give the team a chance to return to the playoffs. Next up, how will Darvin Ham impact the locker room? After being an assistant coach for a long time, Darvin Ham comes to provide a respected voice for a team like the Lakers that has an interesting mix of veterans and young players. When the Los Angeles team's coaching search began, GM Rob Pelinka said, "We want a strong voice that can inspire players to play at the highest level every night." While that's true for most searches for a new technician, it's especially important to have someone authorized here. During his coaching career, Darvin Ham has worked with a host of stars, including Kobe Bryant, Paul Gasol, and most recently, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Ham, 49, is now tasked with commanding a locker room that has 3 of the 75 greatest players in NBA history: James, Davis, and Westbrook. Plus, he's expected to have the same kind of approach with every member of the roster, from top to bottom, a level of responsibility needed in Los Angeles. The big question is how each team member will respond to the novice technician's approach. So, what's the next question? Okay, here we go. Will the Lakers' signings work? Among the 13 new Lakers players, there are several of them who are called to have an immediate impact on the team. Troy Brown Jr., Thomas Bryant, Damian Jones, Juan Toscano Anderson, and Lonnie Walker IV can all fit into the Los Angeles squad early on. These are much younger than last year's signings, not surprisingly indicating a shift in focus to building around James, Davis, and Westbrook. In the time since adding those 5, the Lakers have snapped up Beverley and added Schroeder on a veteran minimum deal. Add to that, rookies Max Christie, Scottie Pippen Jr., and Cole Swider and the Californians look a lot different and younger than they did last season. The question is, can they make it work? Well, let's see how it all goes. So that concludes today's video. If you found the video helpful, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to share the video with your friends and family. See you next time.